My name is Alice Clary, Aliceclary.
So prior to Tampa, just recently the altercation at the concert, how long has it been since you've seen
I,
Israel?
I have not seen Israel since graduation day, her graduation day from Freedom High School, which was May of 2016.
What is it like as a mom not being able to see her or contact her?
It's really hard for me because me and Azriel were like really close, like as close can be because she had been pursuing her music career since she was like yay tall, like 5. So we did everything together, and all the time of all the shows and practices and everything. I mean, I've never missed but one show, and that's saying a lot. So I mean, this whole ordeal has been hard for me, but to actually know that your daughter is alive, but then you still can't contact her, or you know what I mean, and it's not by my doing. It's not like I have a personal issue with her or a grudge and I have, you know what I mean, closed that door away. It's been taken from me. It's just, I don't know, it's just devastating.
So for years, you guys very supportive parents. You were trying. I mean, she has a wonderful voice, so you were trying to help her become what she wanted to become, a singer. And you mentioned she was on America's Got Talent. She was on all these different shows and auditions. And then R. Kelly comes along, and I'm sure this is like her big break, or so you thought.
Right. So that's exactly how it happened. Azriel, due to circumstances or whatever, we went to the concert, and she loves music. I mean, because of course that's her thing. She's musically inclined, any type of music, not just R&B. She's into classical. I mean, everything, different types of folk music and everything. So. She saw this as an opportunity because she had been trying to get on for so long. Like, she researched him and everything, was like, Ma, like, he is a musical genius, which I won't lie, I won't take that from him. However, you know what I mean? She just saw this as her opportunity, and no matter what, she wanted it. So being a typical teenager, typical girl, she's like, was rebellious about what she wanted, and, she thought this was her perfect opportunity, and she was not going to take no for an answer, so.
So instead of fighting it, you guys decided if we're here, if we make sure we're with her this whole time, everything's going to be okay.
Correct. We basically had, decided that someone in the family would be present, during, her travels and for the most part. And so because he did advise us that he, would definitely mentor her and she would be a mentee. And so we were kind of okay with that. We didn't, I mean, honestly, me back looking at it when all that took place with what was going on prior years ago with him, and I never really was an R. Kelly fan like that, so I really never kept up with it. So to be honest, I didn't know much about it. I heard about it and I asked them about it, and when I went and researched and Googled it, it wasn't much on there at that time. Now you can find oodles and tons of stuff, but it wasn't a lot of information about it. It was just that he was found not guilty. So what do you do with that information? You think, okay, maybe it was somebody just out for money. That's what we thought. But now we know that's definitely the furthest from the truth.
Right. Wish you would have known.
Yeah.
Yeah. So walk me through, I mean, the first couple months with him. I know at first she was 17, but you guys were making sure you were with, and then what happens when she turns 18?
Okay, so basically, Azriel was 17. She had 3 months to go before she would turn 18, and school was getting ready to start. So he basically had advised us, like, okay, well, school's getting ready to start. I'm going on tour. Like I'm going to be starting a new leg of my new tour. And unfortunately, it would be easier if she just go ahead and tour with me so she can see the whole ins and outs of how the music industry really works. How you have to get up and practice and still, find time to do a show, and you got to study, do all this stuff and make music. So he, basically kind of gave her an ultimatum, like, you either going to go or you're not. That's what it was. And so she looked at us like, I want to do this. And originally I was like, no, you can't do it. I don't care. Not if no one can't be there. No, that's not going to be, And so, she gave us ultimatums of what she would do, and, if she was not allowed to go. Of course, being a typical girl, it was other health issues, of course, as well, that took place. And in saying that, I would say Lifetime left a lot of that information out, which was pertinent information to the story. But however, they kind of gave us an ultimatum. We know in 3 months she would be 18. So with that being said, we let her go. We agreed to it, but she needed to finish school. So she goes on, we're contacting her, it's no problem, no issues. Like, we calling her, we're able to get on the phone and everything. It seemed like literally a nightmare out of Elm Street, because literally soon as she turned 18, it was like communication started dying and dwindling. Not that we lost complete contact, but we started gradually losing contact. The phone calls were like in between, you know, we couldn't get her right away. We had to call him and things of that nature. But she's still doing her schoolwork. You know, she would return our call, but it may be like a day or so later, a few days later, maybe a week. It started getting like that. But then we started getting information from other people saying, hey, this is what's going on. They're contacting us via social media or whatever, and they're anonymous, but they're not really saying like this is specifically going on, but hey, you may want to look into this because this is, you know, there may be something here or it may be something there. So.
But it was too late at that point.
At that point, it was too late. She was 18.
Wow. And now, what do you hear are the conditions that she's going through in all these girls?
Well, we've talked to a lot of the girls that have left, even some recent girls that have been there and just recently left. We've talked to them. Some of the previous victims, of course, that was in the movie, we talked to them as well. We had inside contacts that we were talking to that were basically advising us. I mean, everybody's saying the same thing. I don't think everybody can lie about, you know what I mean? But basically, everyone is saying the same thing, that the girls are abused. They sometimes, when they get in trouble, they're not allowed to eat. You know what I mean? They can't leave the rooms. They're locked in rooms. They are sometimes made to stay on the tour bus for 3 days. You know what I mean? They're not able to go to the bathroom and bathe like they should. I mean, all kinds of stuff. They do not have their phones half the time. They can't get on any social media. They can't like make phone calls. If they walk into a room or whatever, they have to hold their head down. They cannot address any man. Like, they can't look at any man. No men are supposed to look at them. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. It seems like it's a dictatorship. Like, this man runs every aspect of their life.
That has to be, I mean, just heartbreaking for you. I mean, I just can't even imagine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been going through it for 4 years, so I've kind of conditioned myself to kind of get past it now, because at first I used to break down and cry all the time. But I've had to learn how to kind of like, you know, I mean, I done heard the story 1,000 different times from 1,000 different people, 1,000 different ways. So. What
has it been like for you and your husband and your kids trying to just get in contact with her, get through to her, and even just get her back?
Man, it's crazy because I have phone numbers and text message phone numbers for her and for him, and it's funny because I still call, and those numbers aren't even like, they're not out of service, but like nobody answers or whatever. But I still to this day like call and text those phone numbers like every so often, because I'm not sure if, you know, one day it may, like, she may answer and say, Ma, it's me, come get me, like, I'm here, I'm there. You know what I mean? So it's been really hard for me. I mean, I'm a very emotional person. I mean, me and my daughter were really close and really connected. So it's been very hard for me per se. Everybody in the family, like, they know how I'm kind of like, I get real raw, and it's hard for me to deal with it because I just get really depressed over the whole situation. So a lot of times I have to step back and like just remove myself away from it so that I won't, like, you know, get sick or anything, because a lot of times things like stress related, you know, it's a lot of stress related diseases out here, and a lot of times that'll bring you to your end. So, and I worry all day long about her. Like, I miss her so much. It's like not a day that go by that I'm not thinking or figuring out what I can do or what's my next plan of attack, because we have went to different states. We have traveled to concerts. We have been to the studios and been to his old houses. We've done all that. But people don't know that. Like, people don't see that. Lifetime didn't leave that in the movie. You know what I mean? So.
What now? I mean, what do you do now?
Well, the main thing was, we as parents, when we found out a lot of stuff that was going on, and we had information from out of the phones and from different friends and stuff that gave us information, that a lot of the stuff that had transpired when she was 17, we first went to the police. We did contact Polk County Police. We actually contacted the feds first. And it really was not much they could do. So they told us to contact our local agency. So we did. We contacted Polk County Police.
Why wouldn't they do anything?
They basically said, and to be honest, was that she is now not she was a minor then, but now she's not. So she would have to come forward as a victim. And she has to do it. We as parents could not press charges, or we couldn't file any charges against him because she was no longer a minor. Even with everything that we gave to them and that we showed them that we had in our possession that had actually happened when she was 17, they said they couldn't use it. So with that being said, you know, we then started reaching out to the other victims that were away from him, and we're like, listen, we need you guys to go to the police. We need you to do this. We need you to do that. And that's basically where a lot of, you know, that came into place. But a lot of the victims kind of didn't really want to, they didn't want to, you know, talk to the authorities.
What is it gonna take to get these girls out of there? I mean, do you think the movie helped?
I really, really do think the movie helped. I think the movie brought a lot of awareness to the situation. It opened a lot of people's eyes because now the facts are there. Like, you know what I mean? The stories are being told. It's not just one person coming out. It's a multiple of females and a multiple of people saying, yes, this is really going on. And it wasn't just people that were victims. It was people in the inside, you know, that worked. So I think the movie was definitely a major head turner, eye opener for everyone to see. Like, yes, there needs to be something done at this point. So I'm just really glad that, like, I really appreciate the fact that Lifetime gave us the opportunity to tell the story and let us use them as a platform to get it out there. I am a little upset that on our end that, you know what I mean, they didn't put all the pertinent information in our story out. But for me, that doesn't matter. The point is to get my daughter home. So now with all these victims coming forward, then maybe they'll go to the authorities, so that will be what will actually work to maybe get R. Kelly, you know, charges brought against him. So in that case, the girls would have to come home because he may be, you know, arrested.
Right. And my last question, I think, is, you know, he promised her that he was going to help her with her career. Has he done any of that?
No, he didn't do any of that. And that's the biggest part of it all. Like, he did nothing with her music. And she is really talented. Like, she writes songs. She's a songwriter. She has probably over 30, 50 songs with the copyright, U.S. copyrights. Like, she loves writing stories and music, and that's her thing. She can read sheet music, write sheet music. I mean, you know, so he didn't do anything with her talent. And it's crazy because if he would, she probably would have been like the next big thing, you know what I mean? So to continue on his legacy. But unfortunately, it seems like he was preying on her from the beginning, and only for one thing, to be, I guess what they're all saying, a sex slave.
Anything I've missed?
No.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Just hindsight 2020, now that you know what you do know now, as a mother, what would you go back and do differently?
I have one regret, and that was letting her go. My regret is buying those tickets and letting her go, because I feel like that's my fault. I take full responsibility and full action, because as a mother, I am supposed to protect my child. But you know what? Everybody make mistakes. So I have to deal with the consequences of my action, but nobody can judge me, only God. So I do know that, you know, with that being said, I would definitely not buy those tickets and not let her go. And whatever would have took place, if she, you know, made accurate on her threats or what she would have done, then I would have had to deal with that. But you know what? In my head, I would have known that I didn't let her go. So that's the one thing.
And one other thing, if you were able to speak to
I was going to say, to know your
What next
daughter.
question?
I was going to say,
yeah.
if you were able to speak to your daughter right now and actually know she was listening, what would you say to her?
Azriel, I miss you so much, man. I love you, and I never gave up hope. And I just want you home. Like, you can't believe nothing he's saying, because he's a liar and a manipulator. And he's just using you for his own selfish reasons. And, you know, we love you, and I'm never going to stop till the day I die. And you know you can always come home. Nobody would look at you any differently. She had mentioned to my son in a conversation that she didn't want to come home because she felt like we would look at her differently. But nobody would ever look at you differently. I just want you to come home because you have to understand you are young and you are being manipulated. And you know what? She has to go through what you're going through. That man don't care nothing about you. He does this to 1,000 females all the time. And once he finished with them, he get rid of them. So, I don't know. And I'm sorry if you feel like I let you down. But I'm going to make it up. I'm going to make it up to you. What I did, and she was really upset, but she had gotten a lot of trouble behind it. And so they were saying that this, that, and other, but the last time we talked to them, they hadn't seen Azriel for a minute. So they didn't even know, like, he wasn't letting anybody know where she was or nothing. So we don't know where Azriel is. Nobody knows where she is. Nobody, since the concert. Nobody has seen her or heard from her. His, that we were arguing with and fighting with. I mean, we were cussing. I'm going back and forth. I'm threatening them. I'm doing all kinds. My husband, like, you gotta stop doing that. You know what I mean? I'm throwing rocks. I'm banging on the door and everything. And then finally, like, we called to do the wellness check. The police that came did not really want to do the wellness check. They BS'd us. They didn't want to do it. So I don't know. I don't know which one is my favorite. I love all her videos. I don't know.
I figured that was a tough question.
I think maybe Jessie J. She really sings on that one. Did you see that one? She really
She's like a performer too.
Yeah, she performs on this one. Yeah, this is my favorite. She tears it up. So I really love this one. And this was her practicing. Right there, as a matter of fact.
Her voice is incredible.
She loved this song. She loved Jessie J. She loved Beyonce. She used to perform a lot of Beyonce songs. So
Was she 17?
Whitney
here?
Houston. She probably was like 16 or 17 on this.
She's like a baby.
Yeah, she does. And this is exactly how she looked when she met him. So she looked like a baby. It's no denying that she's definitely young. Like, yeah. Ooh, my dog.
Can you sing too? Is that where she got it from?
No, it's definitely a gift from God because
Yeah.
no one in our family can sing.
Yeah, her voice is just like...
Oh, stop. Take your bags and go. Yeah, she used to kill it. And that's a fitting song. Mama knows best.
Yep.
Right?
Time to pack the bags and go.
Mm-hmm. Time to pack the bags and go.
It's such a shame nobody gets to hear this voice, you know?
Mm-hmm.